Who would you be if you didn't have your cell phone? If you didn't have to rely on it to connect with people and show others who you are? To pick and choose and scroll through pictures from good times and from bads, from things that you've forgotten or things you think you'll remember if you have a picture of it? Who would you be if you didn't have to impress everyone online? If you didn't feel like you needed to be a part of the rat race of who's going to go live next and who's going to share their most intimate parts of their bodies and of their journeys and of their life and of their vulnerabilities? Who would you be if you didn't have to live behind the mask that you were given, behind the digital decay that you have in front of you, that you hold into your phone, to your mind-numbing, brain-senseless scrolling apps that just keep you trapped for hours and hours? Who would you be if you can just shut it all off and never have to look at the damn thing again? Who would you be if you could just literally do all the things you wanted to do before you got on your phone and scrolled on apps for hours? All the time you've wasted, all the ways that you've distracted yourself, all of the ways that you have allowed yourself to be sucked in, tuned in, but really turned out or even turned on. Who would you be if you didn't have to make phone calls and have every single one of them recorded? Who would you be if you didn't have to give your email to every single thing that was represented as free? Who would you be if you didn't have to make certain accounts for every single thing? If you didn't have to download apps and make appointments and check your charts and all these things we do online because it's convenient and it takes away the time, doesn't actually save us time or take us away from the serendipity that frees us from our minds. It's actually a gift to get lost in the journey. It's a gift to be free and to start yearning for a place and a time that's so far away from the digital phones that are making us decay. Why is it that we don't dream of phones, or when we do, they're wacky and we're alone? We try to look and it makes no sense. It's just a light with gibberish. I wonder, because our spirits are so great, our spirits can do anything that our phones try to recreate. There are the Akashic records, the things so mighty and true, the things that God were given, the things that God gave us before we believed that it couldn't be us that could give them to each other, what you could give to you. Who would you be if you can just relax and meditate anytime and tap into the ethers if the answers came to you without having to search on some kind of platform that tried to just intrude your mind and intrude your thoughts and all the things that you once were? It wants to shape you to be something it thinks that you are rather than allowing you to create who you actually want to be. Oh, well, yeah, some connections are great. I was advertised this and now it ends up at my door plate and now I get to use it for as long as it'll last until I realize it's junk and I have to throw it in the trash. And then I have to buy the same thing twice and have it take up space on earth even more than I wanted it to create. Then even more than I even used it to create. Oh, to have the free thought thorn. Oh, to have a free thought thorn, I said, even though I meant thought to mourn over, these thoughts to mourn over rather than to conform over, but really we're conformed to these things that make us yearn for something so much greater than these boxes that we're given. These boxes, more like crosses to crucify our soul, to make us not want anything, to make us want to troll, to make us feel like nothing is enough. It doesn't matter how much we put ourselves out there. Will we ever get famous? Will we ever get enough money to do what we truly love? But hey, I'm doing what I love and I get paid for it. So what? So what? At what cost are keeping people still trapped? Are they truly free if they're held at your grasp? Oh, but I'm keeping their attention. Oh yeah, but it's you. But it's the apps that are using you to keep them there too. It's not just what you have to give. It's what you are offering that they benefit. Don't you see how awful it is? Can't you see how you really don't benefit? Can't you see how you are enslaved? Oh, but to be free, oh yeah, in what days? In what ways? And when was that ever a thing? We've always been enslaved inside our own suffering, and isn't suffering what we make it to be? I think not. Maybe we're put here because we're meant to learn what suffering is. We're meant to burn with this aching passion of fire and desire that maybe one day we'll take action and aspire to be something greater, and maybe we'll succeed, but maybe we won't. Maybe we're afraid. So what? What now? Who can I be? Who can I choose when I when I choose to unplug from all that everyone is desiring? How dare I to be different, to not believe in technology, to not believe in what everyone else does? I want to know who I would be if I didn't have to rely on this thing. Oh, but not long ago, people lived just fine, you know? Oh no, there were other things that were sent, that were meant to control. Don't you worry, it's always been a thing. It's just one thing replacing another being. Oh, but the next person will be the one to be the leader, to be the one to set you free. Maybe they have all the answers, but really it's no one except someone, and that someone is you. And you aren't no one, aren't you? We don't want to be no one. We want to be someone. We want to be something. We want to come up. We want to be in the limelight of our truest self. We want to fulfill our potential. We don't want to go to hell, even if it's real or even if it's not. Do you want to fulfill the prophecies that you were taught? I don't think so. Why not? Why not question? Why not ask? How do I feel? Why is it such a task to sit calm and to relax? Why do I need something to distract? Why am I not okay within myself? Why do I feel like I'm imprisoned and I'm already living in hell? I wonder why. Is it a product of the system or just a thought in my mind? I must relax and unwind, but it's kind of hard when the time is ticking on by. Oh, but I'll get on TikTok and that's okay. The time will pass by, but at least I feel fun. At least I feel like I'm at play. I'm playing in some kind of way. Just watching people do all the things that I don't give myself time to do, to play, to be, to create. Oh my, oh me. I sit next to a cat as it's purring and be so thankful that it has the ways of healing my soul. Oh, the cat just wants love and it has love to give. But why do I keep myself repressed inside and looking at this box instead of into the eyes of another human being that might make me feel alive? Because it's too scary, because it's too afraid, because our shadow self might be exposed, but yet we're living as that being. Everyone wants to do the shadow work. They want to embrace both sides, and it's okay to be dark and scary, but really it's all just afraid. It wants to be loved in the same exact way. Everything that we shame, everything that we keep away, all the things that we want to pretend like we aren't, it's all an illusion. We are who we are. But then why? Why should the darkness be okay? Why should we condemn it? Why should we hide it away? Well, then we can't all be this kind of crazy. If there's crazy all around, nothing will make sense. It'll be utter chaos, and we'll be living in this around just revenants, dividends. What does it all mean, these words that we were given, this language that we speak, when it's all just conjubbled and bobulated and griefed? And good God, I don't know what I'm saying. Most of the time I'll just keep my mouth shut, and then I'll put some cool caption online, because then I'll be given a chance to try to sound cool, to gather my thoughts and not sit there and drool over all the food that I wanted to make. But I'll watch other people because I'm too lazy and I don't want to go out to the grocery store anymore. It's too uncomfortable and I feel like I'm being watched, and it's so anxiety-ridden galore. But you are being watched, and nothing is private. And how do we even live with our greatest might? And how can we ever truly be free when we're living in this dystopian capitalist society? I just want to discard the system and start all over, but then that means the prophecies were true. I don't want to follow the book that was given to me and you. I don't want to believe that that's our outcome. I don't want to believe in the worst when we should be believing in the best, because the best is really what sets us free, right? Having hope, and the belief in a vision in our minds, believing it can come true and seeing it with our eyes. That's the truest test of magic and time, right? Watching things unfold, not knowing how, but it's a beautiful thing, and the miracles are wow. Now that I've rambled for oh so very long, thank you for giving me your time and your ear so that I may bask my energy upon my beautiful voice that sets you in. But really, what is this supposed to be other than sin? All this is a giant distraction. So please, I ask you, who would you be if you didn't have this phone in your ear, didn't have me breathing? Who would you be if you could truly open your eyes and see that you are enough? And you are the greatest thing. And you deserve to create. You deserve to be who you are. And my cat agrees.